want to love you. You need some loving, and I'll take it there. The young thing, and now.
Hey y'all, and thank you so much for tuning in to Respectfully with Miss Pretty Young Thing. I'm your girl PYT, and let's get into it. It's been a long time. Shouldn't have left you, okay? But I hope I left y'all with a little dope beat to step to, y'all. So we are back. Life has been hectic. Life has been hectic with work, with family, with my love life, or lack thereof, the up and down of it all. But I'm going to do my best to keep bringing the videos on, y'all. So I'm going to do a little beauty prep because tomorrow's a big day. Tomorrow I will be stepping out to go see the Baddies. They're going to be taking their last stop of Baddies USA Part 1. Okay, and they're going to be here in the city of Atlanta. So I'm going to be prepping some of my beauty things for tomorrow because tomorrow after work I got to run home, shower, beat my face, and head straight out the door to the event, okay? So I'm just gonna make sure that my hair, my nails, my lashes are all ready to go, okay? And while I get that done, y'all, I'm going to do y'all a favor and go ahead and get this party started with everything that has been going on with Baddies USA, everything that has been going on. A quick recap when it comes to some of the shows, as far as Joseline Cabaret, as far as the reunion that just passed, as far as everything goes. So I am super excited to go ahead and get it done. And I hope y'all are sticking with me. But if y'all could do me a favor, please like, comment, subscribe, turn those post notifications on, and tell a friend to tell a friend that PYT is in the building. You already know what time it is. Let's go. Okay, y'all. So when it comes to the Baddies reunion, let's go ahead and talk about it. The Baddies Africa reunion. Not really a lot for me to say, quite frankly, and here's why. Okay, so I personally feel like this past reunion was not the best reunion that we have seen coming from the Baddies. I feel like we've seen better of them. I feel like there was not a lot of content to give. It was kind of like old storylines being relived over and over again. Even when it comes to the Natalie versus DTB situation, it wasn't necessarily the highlight of my life, if that makes sense. Like, it wasn't nothing new as far as Natalie getting DTB finally. That was kind of new, but I feel like Natalie kind of sort of took away the hype of it by, you know, taking the PUSSY way out of it, if you know what I mean. So was it really that exciting? I really can't say so. In fact, if I were to rate the reunion on a scale of 1 to 10, child, this was, it was a strong, being nice, 6.5. And it's just one of those things where it's just like, okay, so we had the Lex versus Scotty situation, which mostly took place in part 3, because you already know they did not scrap. Scotty was sitting pretty, okay? And when it came to the circumstance altogether, I feel like Lex did not get to get her final thoughts out. I feel like Lex was the only one that wanted to carry dialogue. But the truth of the matter is, even though people were saying, oh, Scotty don't let her speak, Scotty duck and wreck, or whatever the word is, or whatever the case may be. 1, Scotty ain't gonna fight her. 2, ain't no real beef between them. So 3, it's kind of an irrelevant situation. Reason why I say that is people fail to remember that the reason why they beefing is because their situation and animosity and weirdness towards each other started with Lex. People keep saying that it started with Scotty jumping in her business. No, Lex jumped in her business first. You called her boring. You called her boring, and then she defended her honor from there, and then y'all never really kind of sort of resolved it. And then when she was defending Anna, then you decided to defend Summer when it came towards the end of the season, which turned into you wanting to do a one-on-one with Scotty. But if you think about it, Scotty never was checking for you. You kept checking for Scotty. So it's one of those things where when people act like Scotty is the one that's pressing buttons or whatever the case may be, I'm Team Scotty all the way when it comes to her versus Lex. Don't get me wrong, I like Lex. But when it comes to the Scotty situation, the Scotty of it all, I can't see your point of view. I can't see what it is that you got going on when it comes to Scotty that I can actually agree with. I feel like Scotty did gaslight her a little bit when it came to her trying to say her point and like talking over her and kind of chastising her and making her angry. But then at the same token, like Lex, you can only blame yourself because you first started with Scotty on Midwest. Scotty wanted to be your friend. Scotty even liked you at one point in time and thought that you were a pretty baddie, tall baddie, even complimented you and said that I'm not really cool with your friends and you deserve better or whatever the case may be. And looking at how the big three are looking, shit, maybe it was a better investment for you to have sided with Scotty and y'all just be the two baddie body sister girlfriend things or whatever the case may be. Because what exactly is your relationship with the big three bringing you? We're going to get to that. All right. So there was that circumstance. There was the Dolly of it all. So Dolly, I can definitely say, did her big one at the reunion. Reason why I can say that is because she definitely was just like rocking, socking, and doing her dang thing when it came to her fights. Now, I'm proud of her for getting everybody the way that she was supposed to. I really would have wished that her and Ivory would have did what is long overdue between them. But Ivory did not make it to the reunion for this reason or the other. Like, honestly, it's unclear at this point in time. Something about she was fake fired for exposing how much people get paid or whatever the case may be. I don't know if we'll ever know the truth. I don't know if that's the truth. But I guess it's one of those things where who really cares? Let's just keep it pushing. Pretty P, I could say, was one of the most valuable baddies when it came to the reunion. She basically won pretty much all her squabbles, I want to say. I feel like she definitely stood on her own. I definitely feel like she's extremely strong, more of a strong human being than I am. Because when my grandfather passed away, I damn near jumped in the casket with him. I would not have been coming to baddies, let alone to be fighting a whole bunch of girls and like turning the hell up and coming back to fight on the reunion. But one thing about it, and two things for certain. One thing about Paula, once she stick that tongue out, it's a wrap. So I feel like all of what she is feeling and like her grieving kind of sort of was laid out on the floor when it came to her fighting styles and everything like that. And I'm 100% for her. Y'all know I love me some Paula. Condolences to her as far as her grandfather goes. Hearts with her and her family. And respectfully, she is a strong one. She definitely a real one. What else? DTB. Let's talk about DTB. Let's talk about the Natalie situation. So when it came to the DTB and Natalie, y'all know they had their little back and forth. They had their little run-in or whatever it is that you want to call it per se. But I just feel like at the end of the day, one, DTB, you can't blame her. You've been trolling her for seasons on seasons on seasons. What is it, like 3 seasons now? She trolled her, was it Caribbean? No. Midwest, Africa, and what's the other season? Midwest, Africa, and was it Caribbean? Either way, she was on 3 different seasons. Trolled her for all 3 of them seasons. And now Natalie has definitely got to a point in time where she's just like, I'm going to have to do my big one way or another. And respectfully, this is the way that I'm choosing to do it. And can you really blame her? Not really. If I was Natalie and, you know, DTB was trolling me, I kind of sort of would have to find a way to make it even playing field as well. I know DTB was kind of frustrated because she couldn't get to Natalie and Natalie never gave her her fair one, but DTB, you never gave her a fair one either. So we keep saying ain't no rules to fighting. Let's not attach rules and be hypocrites when it suits us. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's not our place to be able to sit here and kind of sort of judge Natalie for how she chose to do the situation or whatever the case may be, because she did what was best for her at the time. We talking about the CEO of Baddies. She thinks she's better than DTB. She's not going to lower herself. She's going to... One thing I can definitely say Natalie is wrong for is where that big old rock. She definitely broke DTB's nose, and apparently DTB is only going to be a special guest for this upcoming Baddies USA season. She's not going to be there for the entire thing. I'm not going to say she's a special guest per se, but she's not going to be there for the entire thing. And it's because the beginning of the season, she found out that her nose was broken before filming. So she wasn't able to be there for the beginning parts of filming because I think she said that her doctor said that she had to be out for about 5 to 6 weeks or whatever. So she took heed to that, listened to her doctor, and definitely did not show up to the scene. She pulled up to the scene. Okay, can't say her ceiling was missing or not, but she definitely pulled up to the scene after a while and then, you know, did what she had to do. But one thing I can say is Natalie is not totally out of the clear, because you were definitely duck and wreck when it came to Rolly. Natalie is scared of Rolly. Can we blame her? Not really. We've seen her versus Rolly before, and it did not come out pretty for Natalie. So it's one of those things where it's just like, it is what it is. Like, but the way she did it was very P. West is why. Because it's like, Rolly has said worse things. E.T. has done worse things. So the way that you're coming at DTB, you simply don't like her because you don't like her. I don't know what it is about her that you don't like. I don't know if it's her skin. I don't know if it's her career. I don't know if it's the level of trolling that she did. But like I said, E.T. has said worse and Rolly has done worse. So what's the difference between them and DTB? So many other girls have beef with you on a bigger level than DTB has. I feel like maybe it's, you know what? Maybe it's because the level of people that love DTB that make Natalie like the butt of the joke and kind of sort of the laughing stock of the situation. Maybe that's what it is. Like, her fan base is just one that is so die hard that Natalie low-key is giving jealousy and envy. You even see the direction that she's going when it comes to her music career. Signing with labels and whatnot. I feel like it's one of those things where like, come on now. I feel like where DTB is, Natalie is just hating on a totally different scale. Where my bag at? Of hateration. Here it is. So let me know in the comments how you feel about that, because I don't know what to do with this energy at this point in time, Natalie. Like, I don't know. Because you've gotten your lick back, and now she about to talk about it till the wheels fall off. Keep telling people, oh, I broke your nose, I broke your nose, I broke your nose. My fist, my fist, my fist. You lightweight. She called DTB fat. She ran behind stage real quick and said, I don't want to fight you anymore. You're a waste of my time. Blah, 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 blah. When we know the truth of the matter is, if she were to go head to head against DTB, she would not win. Natalie was serious when it came to DTB. DTB has been playing with Natalie and sparing Natalie this entire time. DTB has been doing it for the content. Natalie is dead serious. That's one other difference between the two. I feel like Natalie genuinely never, had a real like for DTB, while DTB low-key does, not even low-key, she says it all the time. She respects Natalie as a boss, whatever the case may be. She's been giving the people what they want. Simple as that. At the end of the day, Natalie thinks that she's untouchable, and DTB continues to touch her, yet continues to come back to the season. Remember, there was that theory that if you come from Now That's TV and you start with Natalie, you don't come back. Or you come from non-TV, you come for one season, and then you don't come back. DTB has single-handedly been the only baddie to be able to do so in this circumstance. Well, and Ivory, but Ivory went for a piece of a season with Africa, and I feel like she kind of sort of messed up that circumstance. But when it came to the ETs, or whatever the case may be, I feel like that stigma kind of sort of continued. Okay, so I guess we'll see what light DTB comes on when it comes to Baddies USA, how many episodes she's in, what she brings to the table, or whatever the case may be. Now, Rolly was interesting when it came to the season. Not even when it came to the reunion, because of her situation with Natalie. You know, they going back and forth, whatever the case may be. Rolly definitely asked Natalie whether or not she wanted to fight, and Natalie was not about that life. Miss Nunn was not trying to do it with her. Oh, Miss Nunn. But we should have already anticipated this. Like, let's be real. Natalie do not want no smoke with no Rolly. So she definitely was just like, oh, we'll talk about it on USA. I guess trying to plug it in. And apparently, Rolly, you already know every season Rolly is saying that she do not want to be a part of it. I will not be there. And blah, 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 blah. Always with the BS. Acting like she don't love it here or whatever the case may be. Girl, let's not play Burt's Bees honey scrub for my lips. I feel like she definitely needs to lie better. I feel like Rolly's low-key a one-trick pony, and she's one of those girls that Stunner Girl be talking about, as far as Stunner Girl saying that these girls ain't nothing without a Zeus check. Like, and how Ivory even said, and DTB even said, that money comes and it goes, and then they be thirsty for another check. They'll spend it in less than a month, and then they be ready for Lemmy to call them again. They literally will be on the internet like, Lemmy, call me. Lemmy, why I didn't get no call? Lemmy, why did you ask me to be on this season? And they'll literally just be fiending, like fiends, for real, for real. You've seen it with so many girls that will come for one season and then not come back, or come for 2 seasons and then not come back. They'll be wondering why they didn't, and then they'll be talking about baddies for months and months at a time, or whatever the case may be. And it's one of those things where it's just like, yo, are any of y'all investing this money? Are any of y'all doing what y'all supposed to be doing? Child, I don't know. When it came to the big three, now the big three, child, Summer got her yitties done, so she was not fighting like that at the reunion. I think the only person that she ended up fighting was Pretty P, and Pretty P tore her. Respectfully. Didn't expect anything less. Y'all know I'm a big fan of Paula. Okay. I think, what else? Who else was over there? Anna Mac. I can definitely say Anna. I love Anna. Her energy is contagious. I would have loved to see more of her this season, but for this reason and the next, she was not a part of it. But I just feel like with her, I know she did go at it with Summer as well. Summer whooped your ass. Summer, Anna whooped your ass. Anna been practicing. You can tell Tasiki been teaching her, okay? Cause period, gra gra boom. She hit you with the gra gra boom, okay? And there's absolutely nothing that you can say or do about it, okay? So I really think that when it comes down to it, Anna sometimes bites off more than she can chew, because when Lex was confronting her, telling her that I ain't really got no issue with you, you just talk too much, and I want you to keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. When Anna was basically telling Anna, like, you keep trolling me on the internet, and then that makes me want to fight you, but you too small, and the next time you do, I'm gonna have to fight you, so what's up? Do you want to fight or not? And Anna was just like, no, I don't want to fight you, I'll just stop saying your name. And then I believe she went back to saying her name by saying that she is trying to look like her because of an outfit that she wore or something of the case. And it's just like, Anna, I low-key knew she was lying when she said she wasn't gonna leave that girl, when she said she was gonna leave that girl alone. But at the same token, she wasted absolutely no time. So it's one of those things where, like, will I feel bad when Lex pummels her? Not really, because you were looking for it. I don't know. You was looking for it, sweetie. All right, y'all. I'm done with my nighttime face routine. We're going to move on with the lashes. I have here Peony by Kiss, okay? And I have their Falscara New Way to Lash Bond and Seal Effortless Application right here. So let's go ahead and get it started. I got to move a little closer to the mirror. Oh, I got another mirror. All right, y'all, I found the bottom. Let's get into the lashes. Got this at Five Below. All right, y'all. So, I feel, where was I? I think I was talking about Automac. So, Automac be biting more off than she could chew. I feel like she needs to do better about saying what she means and mean what she's saying sometimes, because it's okay to be a troll on the internet, but if you not finna walk it like you talk it, then what's the point? You know what I mean? Like, it's giving, like, I don't know. It's hard to explain because it's one of those things like where she knows she's a troll, she admits that she's a troll, she don't be taking none of this serious, but you can't blame somebody else for taking you serious, because now it's one of those things where it's just like, okay, well, you joking, but I'm not joking, so what we gonna do? And then there's nothing that you could possibly do about it, because now we're here. So what's up? You know, it's up and it's stuck. And there's nothing really that she can do about that. The one thing that she can do, though, and that I need her to do, is to sit down, mind her business, and leave some of these ladies alone. Especially when it comes to Lex, because Lex want to whoop your ass. I just feel like Lex is high-key waiting for Automac to give her a reason to pounce. And when that reason comes, child, I don't know. Will Tasiki jump in? We know Big Biggie and her aren't like the bestest of friends as of yet, but child, the question is who jumping in? They leaving Anna by themselves or no? To squabble or not to squabble? That is the question. Okay, so we just applied some lash glue. All right, so that being said, I feel like was very lackluster, the reunion, like I stated before. I feel like Saucy Santana have done better on other reunions. I love him as a host, but I feel like this time around, I feel like, okay, let's get into it. I feel like Saucy always is 100% here for the fight of it all, for the squabble of it all, no injury reserve, all of that good stuff as far as like the action. He's great for it. But at the same token, I feel like this time around, it was one of those things where, like, because so many people weren't standing on business and so many people were picking and choosing, he was all about the fights. And is that a good thing? Not always, okay? Because it kind of sort of gave, like, damn, Saucy, this is all that you want from them. You know what I mean? It kind of sort of gave, damn, Saucy, you just going ahead and fighting and fighting and fighting, and no dialogue is going to be had. And they really didn't give that much dialogue. I feel like the only people that really gave dialogue was Lex. Lex turned the part 3 into the Lex show and was just talking and talking and talking and talking and trying to like get the ladies to kind of sort of open up and blase. Was it working? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But at the same token, I feel like I understood what she was getting at. And it's crazy that no one was kind of sort of following suit, because this show is literally turning into a place where girls just come to fight and make money and starve. Which reminds me, did y'all notice how Anna Mac is visibly thicker? Okay, like this girl literally left the show for a couple months, not weeks, not weeks, not months. I lied. She left the show for a couple weeks. That's what I was trying to say. Not months, not years. And this little girl came back thicker than a Snicker. So you know what that tells me? They really are not, like, they're literally shoveling tequila and freaking chips, like they always say it. That's why Rolly be hungry and tired and fed up and ready to knock somebody out when push comes to shove, or whatever the case may be. Now with the pretty 3, we talking about Cold Killer, Nunu's sister, aka Chrisean and Fauna. With their situations, I feel like they more so, Chrisean's situation was mostly just with whoever was coming at her friends, or whatever the case may be. What the hell she had on was what I was more concerned with. She lost all her squabbles, by the way. So it was just like, her presence was very unnecessary. Child, there was nothing that she could have. Put it this way, I can see why she's not a part of Baddies USA Part 1. I would have loved, I said it before, I would have loved to see her and Nunu interact, especially because they have beef just off the strength of them not agreeing that they look like each other, even though I don't understand why they don't think that they look like each other. Like, nigga. Y'all look like y'all came out the same coochie. Okay? Coochie girls. But I don't know. Her presence isn't necessary. Plus, she has a bunch of stuff going on with the law. And she locked up. Remember, she left the season to go to court, or whatever the case may be. I think that thing is still going on. And I think it's like a free Rican situation, if I'm not mistaken. And if I am right, child, free Rican. I don't know how right I am, but if I am right, free Rican, okay? Cold Killer situation with the girl that is sleeping with her baby daddy. Cold Killer was making it, well, Cold Killer had one up on her because she was just like, I don't have to, like, Cold Killer's basically saying that I don't have to work. You giving that nigga everything while that nigga was giving me everything, or whatever the case may be. I'm not fiending for him. But the video proof of it all basically showed that she was running down, knocking on doors to get that nigga to leave her house, or whatever the case may be. And it was giving, Cold Killer is definitely a baby mama from hell. Child, I know I ain't got time for it. I don't know about y'all, but I would never. She looked like she was barefoot. Like, it was giving, what the helly? You came to my porch to fight me. But what I will say is this, Cold Killer definitely, speaking of fights, Cold Killer did the damn thing at the reunion. I will give credit where credit is due. Cold Killer was definitely hitting the gym. She showed it on her Instagram that she was practicing. I can tell that you've been practicing. You can tell that Cold Killer had been practicing, okay? Cold Killer made sure that it was our duty to notice that she did not come to play, okay? She was on a mission, okay? And I was 100% here for it. Speaking of Cold Killer, I feel like Lex wants to like her so bad. The same way I feel like Bad Dolly, I feel like beefed with her for no reason. I will always reference this. Remember the second episode where Bad Dolly was saying that she went to jail to one of her songs, you know, giving her props or whatever the case may be, and it turned into Summer still in the show and kind of sort of just being like, y'all think y'all the pretty three, blah, 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 Fanta, orange soda, blah, blah, and that turned into the big three versus the pretty P or whatever the case may be. I feel like Lex never wanted to be a part of that, but it was one of those things where, like, my friends fighting, therefore I'm finna side with my friends, like, guilty by association type situation. Because at the end of the reunion, when they were saying their final thoughts, Lex shouted her out. She shouted out Cold Killer, was just like, Cold Killer, I know you have a problem with me, but I think you cool, or something like that. And it was just like, huh? I feel like Lex, one thing about Lex, I feel like she's slowly becoming something that I don't know. I feel like I always question her judgment, for one, because of what she did with Scotty, with the whole, I don't like you because you're boring. I will always look at her stupid for that. But then at the same token, I just feel like she don't make no sense some of the time. I feel like all of these ladies, she low-key, not even low-key, she high-key wants to be friends with these ladies, but she can't, because all of the girls that she wants to be friends with, her friends, or former friends, we're going to talk about it, are beefing with them. So it's like she can't necessarily make the connections that she wants to make because of the fact that Summer and Dolly have already kind of sort of marked the territory of them being their op, or whatever the case may be. I feel like she don't really have a true problem with Fauna. I feel like when it comes down to it, she let the fans get to her head when it came to Scotty. Because I really feel like her and Scotty would be great scissor sisters. I feel like in an alternate universe, they could have shared Pepper. Speaking of Pepper, congratulations on the baby Pepper. I heard Scotty is preggers, but we're going to talk about that in a second. Let's talk about, what's this girl's name? The one from New York. Tavy Baby. Tavy Baby, DTB owes you a fade because you low-key jumped into the middle of her fight and you held DTB's arms. And it's like, why did you do that? There was no reason for you to jump into it. I feel like it was one of those things where, like, you want to prove yourself to Natalie so bad, but then at the same token, DTB even said that she never had a problem with you and was confused by the time she saw the footage as to what the hell you was doing over there. Granted, maybe she was trying to separate them, but grabbing arms is not how you achieve that. That will never be the way, Bookie. Y'all, I finished one eye. I feel like I didn't put a lot, but I wanted them to be wispy without them being too much. Okay, so let me seal them and move on to the other eye. I definitely feel like, child, Tavy is not, she don't know how to walk to the beat of her own drum. She don't know how to be by herself. Remember, I feel like even when it came to LCK from Zimbabwe, she was fake towards her. And what I mean by that is, at the time, nobody was really effing with her except for LCK, so she glued to LCK by the hip. But then the second that she had an opportunity to flip-flop on that girl, she took it. She ran with it. She was a runner. She was a track star. So it's like, I feel, and then even when it came to the other girls, now she's glued to the hip by the pretty three. But wasn't you beefing with them before? Like, it don't make no sense to me how you could be beefing with somebody one second and then fake friends with them the next. Heavy on the fake friends, because these girls barely know each other. They stuck in the same house for weeks at a time. Have a couple common circumstances. But can we really say that they're friends? Not necessarily. There's no friends in the game. You ain't learned that yet. They're not friends. Let's not get it twisted. But at the same token, it's one of those things where it's just like, Tavy, I feel like, is fake. And I feel like her true colors are going to shine and show themselves in due time. I feel like she's low-key going to lose not just the audience, but the girls. I feel like this season she's probably going to be up under Natalie's ass now more than ever. And I just feel like, child, we're going to see. We're going to see. But on a scale of 1 to 10, how did I feel about the reunion? I feel like part 2 was better than part 1, and part 3 was the worst. Like I said before, there was no dialogue. So I feel like that was very much lacking when it came down to everything as a whole. I feel like we definitely could have did more, okay, by the time we stretched it all out. But listen, Baddies USA, they're definitely gearing towards what could be one of the best seasons ever. I feel like the promo for Baddies USA, we've seen it and we discussed it on my live. And now we're going to kind of sort of get to see it in its fullest force. And I am 100% here for it. I feel like even in the promo of it all, you see that Summer ends up getting into an altercation with Tasiki, and that turns into a domino effect. So y'all should have heard by now that the big three are no longer a big three, okay? So, the thing about it is, we kept trying to predict who we felt was going to leave the big three first, and we were all wrong because it ended up being Dolly and Summer. Not only are Dolly and Summer beefing, but Dolly and Summer are fighting, people. They are against each other. It is no longer all for one and one for all. Child, they are on the opposite teams to a point in time where they just came from Detroit. I believe Summer sent her family out or whatever the case may be, child. So I'm interested to see what Dolly is going to do to retaliate, because I believe when they come out tomorrow for the Atlanta show or whatever the case may be, that we're going to be in Bad Dolly's territory. Remember, Now That's TV is filmed, does majority of their shows in Atlanta, and so therefore Dolly got people out here. Okay, I heard 1 + 1 is equaling 2 for you all, because it's one of those things where it's just like, Dolly, what we doing? What's the word? What we doing? I'm looking at the way that she moving, okay? So, child, I don't know. I don't have any predictions for it. I feel like we just kind of sort of gonna have to wait and see. I will be there. I have my ticket to the show. And I will keep y'all 100% posted on everything. I'm going to make sure my phone is fully charged so that we can get as much footage as we possibly can, okay? The girlies will be outside, okay? Okay. So yes, they ended up getting into a fight. I believe Bad Dolly's face got messed up somehow, because definitely Summer was on the internet popping-ish. Okay, but she wasn't just speaking on Dolly. She was speaking on, like, majority of the cast. Like, basically they were in Detroit, and Summer was not letting nobody forget that Detroit is the city where she was born and raised. And Detroit is the place where they never should have gave a bro bit money or whatever it was that she said. So I definitely feel like Dolly soon will come seeking her revenge. And the crazy thing about it is, I feel like a lot of people are saying that they peeped the dynamic during the reunion. I'm not saying that that's necessarily not true, because Summer could always mediate and defend her actions of not jumping in by saying that her titties was done, because she definitely did not want to fight nobody and was ducking Rhett because of the fact that she did not want to mess up her boobs. Like, that's expensive. She paid at least a good little grip to do what she had to do. A nice little piece of her Baddies Africa check went towards her yitties, okay? So I can understand not wanting to fight, because you want to make sure that you get the best out of your dollar, okay? It's a recession, all right? But we're going to see how the season goes. My eyes will be wide open to seeing what their dynamic looks like. It's crazy, because I think I was one of the people that thought that that Bad Dolly and Summer were going to turn against Lex, because Lex always trying to play middleman and kind of sort of is always like in the face of other girls and kind of sort of being the Danny from Joseline's Cabaret of it all, by trying to be nice and befriend other people or whatever the case may be. And I don't know, like I said before, I feel like she want to be friends with the other girls, but she can't, because her posse, her people, like the people that she came with, be beefing with them girls. Like, if you beefing at that wedding, you got to stay beefing at that wedding, okay? And I feel like that's just what it is. You can't, if you like it was one of those things where like you can't get along with Dolly and also get along and don't get along with Summer. You can't be fighting Summer and be cool with Lex. It was just like, they came together. It was a set. So let me know in the comments how you feel like, the situation is going to take place. I am definitely super excited for wherever Baddies USA reunion is going to take place, because it's already given that it's about to, listen, the fact that we can already talk about the reunion between them is crazy, because the episode, they just gave out the preview. They're probably going to give out a super preview next week, and then by Thanksgiving, I predict the end of the month, Thanksgiving, we will be seeing Baddies USA premiere episode 1 on our screens. Clock it, because one thing about Lemmy, he ain't gonna take no break on no baddies. And it's crazy, because I feel like right now we should be focusing our energy on Love Island and kind of sort of getting to know them and that cast and figuring out who we like and doing our little compare and contrast to them and Love Island. Did I say Love Island or Love Cabin? Child, I'm over here messing up my words when it comes to them, because baby, basically the same thing. But you know what I mean? Like, I feel like no other show can really thrive on Zeus, because you know who their baby is. And it's crazy, because you see like a Joseline's Cabaret that has so much potential, but because of the fact that a Baddies rather exists, now Joseline's Cabaret is low-key turning into a fight camp as well. And it's like, it's hard to kind of sort of see past it when all these girls are doing now are fighting. And it's like, it's becoming a regular schmegular thing when it shouldn't be. Joseline's Cabaret should be all about, And then even next week on Love Cabin, it looked like there's about to be a fight. So it's like, child, I don't know. The Ratchet TV is winning when it comes to everything as a whole. So I feel like we're never going to get a Chrisean show. I feel like whatever him and Blueface are trying to cook up, because remember, Blueface is out of jail and they're kind of sort of trying to conjure something together, is going to flop, because, child, I don't know. I'm really not seeing any future for anything else. But when it comes to Zeus, because of the fact that they're only focusing their energy on baddies. Excuse me, let me know in the comments how you feel about that. Now, like I said before, when it comes to the Baddies USA situation, it's so many situations that we can speak on. Chrisean and Tasiki fighting, Tasiki smacking the mess out of Summer, taking her attention over to Dollyland, Dolly hopefully seeking revenge on Summer tomorrow right in front of me. Stay tuned for a video on that. And I just feel like all together that this season is going to be interesting. And that's not even everything that happens, because of course we have some of the other ladies when it comes to the OGs getting into fights. I believe Bree said she was jumped. Don't know how true that is. Along with all of the other hoopla that's going on when it comes to that show. So, child, we gonna see. Let me know on a scale of 1 to 10 how excited you are for the new season of Baddies USA Part 1, or whatever the case may be. K-Rican and Pretty P, I heard both may be a part of Part 2, because they're breaking it up into sections. Let me know in the comments who you would like to see on Part 2 with them. I definitely feel like I would like to see some more OG ladies when it comes to the first few seasons. I would love to see them bring back a Slim, and maybe her and Rolly can move forward. Would that happen? Probably not. I don't really see Slim coming back, to be honest. I would love to see Ivory come back, which I believe Ivory is supposed to be coming back with DTB towards the end of the season, which I believe they're basically almost done recording. Hold on, y'all. I gotta lash. That went rogue. There we go. I fixed it. So we're gonna see what it's giving. We're gonna see what it's giving. Okay. Now, when it comes to Love Island, let's talk about Love Island as a whole. So I believe we just finished getting up to episode 4. Now, although I am intrigued by the episodes and the series itself, I definitely can give it, I'll say, an 8.5 to 9 out of 10. I feel like I am intrigued. It makes me want to watch Love Island, because I'm not a Love Island girly. Not that I don't want to watch Love Island, I just haven't watched Love Island. I really haven't had time due to work and other things that I have going on. But I feel like if this is what Love Island has to offer, then I'm here for it. Like a classier version of what's in front of me, or whatever the case may be. So, child, if this is what they got to offer, then talk to me nice. I don't know how else to say it. I feel like talk to me nice. All right, y'all. I'm going to fix some of these broken nails. I was going to change my set to this set right here. It is an almond set by Salon Perfect, but I think I'm gonna save it. This is giving special occasion, and I think I'm just gonna fix the nails that I broke, reapply some of the ones that are looking old, put on an overlay. I have my gel top coat UV nail lamp right here, and then we're gonna do it like that. So let me go fix these Frenchies real quick. All right, y'all, change of plans. I have no idea no idea where the French tips are, so I'm just gonna about to take these off and put these on. I have no idea where they are. We're gonna work our way back to Frenchie on another occasion. All right, so that being said, I think that the show definitely has potential. It's definitely doing what it's supposed to do when it comes to the level of entertainment. I really feel like one of the people that could have been left out of the production process is the host. I feel like Ray J is not allowing the show to move in a direction that is uncringe. I feel like he low-key is doing the absolute most. Low-key. And I feel like the dynamic that of the daters, even the challenges, so many things can be said that I just feel like it would be a totally different situation if we had a different host. Let me know in the comments how y'all feel about Ray J hosting or whatever the case may be. I feel like he's taking it as a joke. Like, I feel like he's not necessarily, I feel like he's having a good time at the expense of these daters, but the way that he's doing it makes it feel like none of them are ever going to really take each other serious, and that it's really just a show about effing. I don't know. They're off, y'all. I'm about to drill these bad boys down. I bought a drill. I found this bad boy I think I got it from either Ross or Marshall's. But I feel like it's really hard trying to take Ray J serious, especially if he barely can take himself serious. Tasha K is definitely a great host. Yunty is doing her thing. Is that her name, Tasha K? I don't know what her name is. But Rick Ross' baby mama, she's doing her thing. I'm here for it. She's hilarious. She provides some comedic relief. Sometimes she be reading my mind. And I'm here for it. Trying to get these cuticles down. My favorite of them all is Michael. I feel like Homegirl is definitely playing Michael, the one from New York. I don't have all of the names written down with me, y'all, so bear with me. I feel like Sheila is, I don't know what to make of her. She's kind of, she gives me insecure, but then at the same token, I'm still trying to figure out why she took what's her name, Desi? Took what she said to heart the way that she did for them to end up fighting. I'm still confused on that whole fighting situation, because it's just like, girl. And then the way the girls hate on her is kind of strange. Now, in this last episode, they brought in 2 new, what they call them, flames or whatever. And this new girl has taken the porn star's heart, and Desi ain't liking it. And she over here talking about something, maybe it's for the best. Maybe I'm supposed to be with Michael. Why you got this man in a strong second place the way that you do, girl? Like, this man likes you. But I feel like he's not putting his foot down enough for me. The only time that she was looking at him more was when he yoked her up to tell her to stop fighting and to calm down. Like, his way to calm her down definitely did what she wanted to do. But when it comes to Michael and this new girl, I guess on the next episode, episode 5, we're going to find out whether or not their history is more than just him being a video vixen in her music videos, because they definitely have a past. How far their past goes, I don't know. Let me know in the comments whether or not y'all think that their past is more than just musically, and whether or not y'all feel like they fondled in other areas as well. I personally, it's hard for me to tell, because it's one of those things where it's just like, Michael seems like such a good guy, but then again, she looks like, he seems like he's into bad girls. Her and Desi have that in common. They're both beautiful, light-skinned, bad girls. Like, personality filled, will lead him down some bad decisions type of ish. And he was really like, I don't know, like the way he was answering Des when it came to him saying ain't nothing happened between them or whatever the case may be. Plus, I think it was John that said that he overheard a conversation in which they actually did something. I don't know, child. Let me know in the comments. It's hard for me to gauge, but then at the same token, I want to believe him, but I kind of don't. Chloe. I like Chloe. Chloe's the white girl. She has a dope personality. I just feel like she don't know what she want. I feel like she's just going with the flow. She's being a ditzy white girl. I'm not gonna hold you. And I hate the fact that she slept with John. I hate it. I hate the fact that she lied to the girls about it being good. Because John gloating in the morning, like, I don't know. She different than me. Because I'm one of those people, I love to pop your bubble. I'd have been a dumb bubble popper. Sorry to admit it, John, but you sucked. But then at the same token, maybe she's not trying to rob him of his experience. But then at the same token, child, his D is going to rob him from a decent experience if he ends up sleeping with somebody else. Like, I don't know. I feel like she didn't have to lie. There was no reason for her to lie. So she could have just stuck to the truth on that one. She could have just stuck to the truth on that one. But it is what it is. We are where we are. When it comes to her, speaking of her, child, first of all, when it came to that scene, like, of him snoring in the bed, I was just like, girl, you are a better person than me. Because me laying in the bed with your snoring, like, he was beyond snoring. Like, it made absolutely no sense why she was still laying there. I would have left. I would have went back in the middle of the night type ish. I would have went to go sleep in the boom boom room. So that was ghetto. Child, what's the name of the girl that slept with? She ended up sneaking in the middle of the night with the tall one. I'm trying to figure out whether or not they had relations or not. Let me know in the comments what you feel like they were doing. Because he was just like, meet me outside of the bed in 5 minutes, which is crazy because you were 1 second weeping over the other guy that was like not taking you serious that you had sex with. And now all of a sudden you moving on to the next nigga when the new guy literally only has eyes for you. So it's one of those things. I'm putting on the builder, y'all. It's one of those things where, like, she's not making no type of sense to me. Like, let me know in the comments how you feel about that. Because it's giving, girl, you don't know what you want. Like, you're saying that you want a good guy that has all your attention and a dude that could take you serious and blah, 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 blah. But what you're showing... Is this going to turn on? What you're showing is a whole different situation. Like, what you're showing is that you really like that toxic-ish. And you're just mad that that toxic-ish, a.k.a. homeboy, isn't feeling you the way that you want him to be feeling you. Like, he had that, what's it called? That post-nut clarity. Like how John said. Like, he got on, he got in, got it off, and got out. Child. I don't know. Let me know in the comments how you feel about her and how she's acting. Did it break? Why is it not turning on? Why is it not turning on? I don't know why it's not turning on, y'all. I'm going to figure it out. Because I need to put this builder gel on. I'm going to be very upset if I got to do the bootleg version of these nails. But that being said, who else? Sheila ran off to the sunset with homeboy, the light-skinned one, or whatever the case may be. And then by the time he saw the other girl, the new girl, he was feeling her. So it's one of those things where it's like, nigga, you don't know what you want. None of these guys really know what they want if you keep it a buck. None of them really do. All the guys are just going with the flow. All the girls, child, I don't know. Desi get on my nerves when it comes to Michael. Like, that nigga... I'm not going to necessarily say he's perfect, but at the same token, like, if we bunch all of these guys together and we had to choose, you might as well call him perfect. So it's like, I don't, child. Ooh, it turned on. So yeah, I don't know what to do with her. She don't know what to do with herself. Do I feel bad for her? No, because at the end of the day, if she ends up going home and not dating nobody, it's going to be her fault. Because nigga, Michael wanted you, and you was playing games. It's becoming that. It's sincerely becoming that. But we're going to see what it's giving. We're going to see what it's giving. All in all, it's a good show. It's definitely interesting. It definitely finally gives Zeus something else to give us. Because, child, Baddies, let me know in the comments. Let's see if we can guess correctly how many seasons left of Baddies that we got. Because you already know we predicted that there's going to be a Baddies UK. It's not coming yet because they're working on Baddies USA. So after they're finished playing around with Baddies USA, we can anticipate a Baddies UK. After Baddies UK, what's next? Child, what is next? Like, I don't want Zeus to be a one-trick pony, but I feel like they're purposefully making themselves that at this point in time. There's nothing wrong with y'all giving other things while having other things happening. You know what I mean? Cinderella wasn't the only Disney princess. Snow White did a great job, but then we had to come harder. You know what I mean? Disney and Pixar ain't only focused on, you know, one little thing. They kind of sort of kept going. Iron Man isn't the only Avenger. I feel like they can, but won't. If that makes sense. They can, but they won't. So we'll see if they come correct and get their ish together and, you know, kind of sort of give us something else to look forward to outside. Like, I wouldn't want Love Island to flop. For example, when it came to the Erica Mena show, I liked the show. I feel like her choice at the end of the day wasn't who I would have chose. Rest in peace to Seven. I would have chose Seven. Don't know why she didn't choose Seven. Don't care why really, but it's one of those things where it's just like, I feel like they felt like they probably filmed two different versions and then went with one. But then at the same token, I feel like the show would have had a better ending had they chose Seven. And then it might have made more sense to do a reunion after that. And because of the fact that they couldn't and didn't, kind of sort of sucked as well. I was kind of sort of looking forward to it. And because of the fact that it didn't happen, it kind of sort of put a damper on this show a little bit. But it is what it is. All right, this is what we're looking at after we put the builder gel. Let's size our fingers and start picking our nails. But all in all, yes, I'm loving the Love Cabin. I'm interested to see what else that show has to offer. Now, when it comes to Joseline's Cabaret, California, child, the ladies are doing their things. The fights are fighting. The beefs are beefing. The sisters are sistering. Whatever the case may be. What's the new girl name? Kiki. Y'all know who I'm talking about. The brown skin one that everybody seems to be beefing with for some reason. They're weird. They're jealous. They're stupid. They're really causing problems with this girl because, okay, so their first issue with her, her name is not Kiana. I don't remember her name for some reason. Y'all know her name. She gives 100% confident. She gives amazing dancer. She's doing everything that she can to win this competition. And I feel like because she's not building bonds with these girls, that she's not there for their BS, that she's not fighting for no reason, or, you know, she's not on the same BS that they're on, that they are creating issues with her. And I feel like that's completely stupid. Okay? I feel like it absolutely makes no sense for y'all to be creating all of this unnecessary tension. You think you're better than us and blah, 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 blah. How? When did she ever say that? When did she ever say that? She keeps emphasizing the fact that she never said that. But y'all keep acting like that these are like 100% facts that were said. And I'm really like not understanding where that energy is coming from. Like, let me know in the comments what y'all think about that, because I feel like they're acting like really, really, really weird how passionate they are about not liking this girl. And I feel like I don't understand how they don't see the trend. Whenever it's somebody that they don't like, we end up liking them, like aka Yummy, the Yummy of it all, or whatever the case may be. Here go a pinky. So I feel like they need to get themselves together. They gotta get themselves together, cause we got some place to go. And where we got to go is the Cabaret, okay? Because Joseline ain't got time for y'all to be sitting here trying to figure it out as far as friendships and all of that stuff like that. Speaking of friendships, I feel like Chinks is the only one that has common sense and basically saying that I am not here to make friends. I am here to win a competition. So y'all not liking me ain't got nothing to do with me. And I hate the fact that Joseline is not taking her word for it, because it's true. These ladies are literally picking on this girl for no freaking reason. No reason. Like, no reason whatsoever. And they keep jumping down her throat about, you know, herself or whatever the case may be. And all Chinks is doing is defending herself. But then same token, Joseline looking at her crazy like she's the one starting ish. Like, oh, you always fighting, you always fighting. No, every time that I'm trying to mind my business, these girls jumping down my throat. Like, look at this last episode. She lied to Danny. And now Danny looking at her crazy and wanting to jump down her neck at the practice or whatever the case may be. Looking at her with the evil eye. With the evil eyes. And it's just one of those things where it's just like, Danny, we trying to like you this season. Don't mess up. For real, for real. We trying to like you this season. Please don't mess up, Daddy. Please. I would like to like you, because her and Drea are not seeing eye to eye right now. They a little separated. The coochie girls are not living in the same coochie world right now. So I'm trying to see if I can understand them as individuals or whatever the case may be. Speaking of that, I feel like Danny definitely has a lot of growth this season. I feel like Drea definitely has a lot of clarity without Danny. Reason why I say that is because Lexi Gold was taking Kanaya, I think that's her name, Kanaya's side, and making sure that she was good, separating the fights, not like doing her best to not choose sides when it came to their situation. But the other girls were mad at them because of the fact that Lexi would not let them jump her or whatever the case may be. And it's crazy because it's like, y'all are the same girls talking about Desi and her girlfriend. Child, the real Jigsaw, because I don't know. Child, check my live, because we definitely took a close look at her with these collagen cheeks that she got going on. And it's like, whoa. I don't know what else to say. I put too much glue on this one. I don't know what else to say, because she looked crazy. She looks absolutely crazy. Hold on. I hate getting glue on my hands, but I had to erase it. She looked absolutely crazy, y'all. Pinky. But yeah, Desi, it's crazy because I like Desi simply because she's beautiful as hell. But girl, don't piss me off. Bad enough that your girlfriend is acting a fool, but you over here acting a fool right along with her. I feel like we started liking Desi more getting closer to the end of last season. And then not to mention that she went off at the reunion. Like they were trying, Desi was low-key the Kanaya last season. Remember, all season they were trying to get her to fight. She finally said F it and threw down last season at the reunion. And they were shooketh. Y'all remember? They were shook. Shit, I know I was shooketh watching Des fight at the reunion. Child. So it's crazy to see now she's in the shoe is on the other foot, and she's on the side of the Mean Girls. Like, you are the captain of the Mean Girls this season. And it's one of those things where it's just like, yo, like, calm down. You and your girlfriend need to sit y'all asses down somewhere, because y'all over here trying to make this girl enemy number one For what? For what? They really don't have a real reason to not like this girl. None of these girls have a real reason to not like Kanaya. Because it's one of those things where, like, she's, what, confident that she could dance? Show her y'all. She wants to win the 50K, so do y'all. She thinks she the baddest bitch in the room? I would hope y'all do. Like, there's nothing wrong with the girl having confidence. But if y'all are going to use her confidence as a reason to hate her, like, screw y'all. She didn't do anything wrong. I don't see nothing wrong. Like, I don't see what she did that would consecrate them acting as crazy as they are. Like, let's be 100% real. What did she do to have these girls as hurt as they are? What did she do to have these girls acting the fools that they are acting? What did she do? Aside from beat herself. Like, they keep saying that she say stuff, she say slick-ish, and whatever the case may be. And it's hard to kind of sort of say whether she do or don't, because the Zeus cameras never seem to be on when she's, you know, allegedly saying or doing the things that they're saying and doing that she's doing. So, like, I really can't take y'all word for it, because half of y'all some liars. You know what I mean? So it's like, and I'm not taking her as the type of person to do those things, because it's like, she don't like y'all when the cameras are on. Like, why would she be kiki and spilling tea with y'all when the cameras are off? Like, they're not making any sense. They're not making any sense. And then they want Neek to be for her so bad. And I feel like that's a whole comparison thing, as far as comparing their dancing skills or whatever the case may be, which is a whole different circumstance. Because Neek, these are the same girls that didn't like you last season. These are the same girls that were jealous of you last season. These are the same girls that were trying to get you to fight last season. Now you're siding with them and doing the same thing to a whole other person. Like, I feel like Neek this season is not the same Neek that we had last season. And I don't know if this is the alcohol that's finally, like, slapping her in the face or what it is. But all I know is you're not thinking with your brain, Buki. You are listening to these little girls, and it is getting on my nerves. Speaking of getting on nerves, Joseline, she's getting on Joseline's nerves so freaking bad, and it makes absolutely no sense. Joseline is looking at her like, oh, you remind me of my mom. Y'all both don't listen. Y'all both try to talk over me, whatever the case may be. This last episode, it looks like she's working on herself, because she did not go back and forth with Joseline like that. Joseline didn't like 3 episodes ago, that she turned in the middle of her talking. So this time, Nika looked at her dead in the eyes. Okay? I don't want to hear you say ish about it. Okay, Joseline? Don't talk about how this girl looking at you intensely, because the last episode, not even a couple episodes ago, you were saying that she was goddamn looking away and disrespecting you by looking away. So this time, child, she standing on salute and did what she had to do. So let Ashley, y'all, but we're gonna put the top coat over it and do what we gotta do. But yes, I feel like it's one of those things where Joseline don't know what to do with her. I feel like because she carries a lot of spunk and cracks a mean punch when it comes to her comebacks, and she's not like kissing Joseline's ass the way the other girls are, Joseline don't like that. Because I feel like every girl that's not kissing her ass, Joseline is looking at them like, I don't know if I like you. Look at Chinks. Chinks is not kissing her butt the way that she wants her to. Look at Lexi Gold last season. This time Lexi Gold is stepping a little different. One thing about it, 2 things for certain, Lexi Gold, this season we're seeing her for the true dancer, true friend. Lexi Gold, I feel like she ate last season. I was voting for her over voting for Chinks over her last season. But this season, I feel like I see both of their growth separately. I feel like it's a post-pimp clarity that they both have for each other, whatever the case may be. But it's interesting to see them and their dynamic separately. But they're both strong, smart, non-biased women with brains. So it's one of those things where like it's interesting to see it all play out in real time, like for real, for real. What else, y'all? One of the new girls just got eliminated or whatever the case may be. Egypt came back. Natural left. Yeah. It's just a lot of moving pieces happening when it comes to the cabaret. And Joseline just got her club. Like, first of all, big shout out to Zeus and what they're doing to help Joseline's career move in the direction that it is moving in. I feel like she's up to, she got big things popping and little things stopping. And I'm 100% here for it. When it comes to her, I love me some Joseline. She's one of the reasons I started watching Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. And I'm 100% here for it. I'm glad that her man is 100% behind her. I would love to see her have a baby with Ballistic. Have a baby. I would love for her and Ballistic to have a baby together, whatever the case may be. I feel like he's definitely her better half. I don't know. I'm just here for it. Who else we got to talk about? Ballhead. Y'all know who I'm talking about. T-Love. T-Love is working my nerves. She talked too much. She low-key got 2 left feet. She's like a Black Oceans. She's doing too much. She's with that whole sister stuff. She want people to choose sides. You fighting Chinks. I don't even know. What's the reason that she don't like Chinks again? Child, have we figured it out? She never could fight because I would never get over her losing against Wet, spitting around the pole and kicking her in her ish. Child, I don't know. What else? Not feeling her. I don't know. We're gonna see which direction that the cabaret goes into. I'm interested to see who's going to win. I feel like a lot of people who have gotten the sneak peek of who is going to win, they have all said the same thing, that they're highly disappointed on who the choice is. I feel like the choice is that one new girl. That one new girl, the light-skinned one, who started off as... Dang, what's her name? She started off as like an up-and-coming, like the one to look out for when it came to Joseline's cabaret, and then she slowly but surely started becoming weird. Like, she jumped into the whole Chinks situation. It was hard to tell whether or not she was jumping in for Chinks or jumping in like against Chinks or whatever. But she said that she jumped against Chinks because Chinks was about to beat up Oceans. Okay, and what that situation got to do with you? You're literally jumping in a situation that ain't got nothing to do with you over them same girls that tried to jump you. So now you're jumping for the girls that tried to jump you? Like, I don't know. That whole situation got on my nerves. But I think she's the one that ends up winning the $50,000. And if that's true, Joseline, I don't know what to say. Like, I would really have loved to see, like, the way we were like Team Neek last season, I would have loved to see Kanaya win this season. But I feel like last season we voted, and this season we did not. I feel like if it wasn't for our votes, continuing on or whatever the case may be, I don't know. It would have been a totally different thing, but... Child, hopefully she give up another set of $50,000 at the reunion or whatever the case may be, because I would love for it to go to Kanaya. Remember, she gave another set over. She gave $25,000, I think, to Oceans or whatever the case may be. I know she's not going to do it this time, but I would love to see like Kanaya win something. Like, she's giving the one to look out for, in my opinion. Okay. So I hate the fact that she not only did not win, but ended up with that scratch on her face because of Desi doing the entire most, Erica doing the entire most. Child, I don't even know. I don't even know. And that's what I have for y'all for right now. Now, as far as what's brewing on the Zeus streets, or whatever the case may be, Chrisean, child, she is over Zeus once again. We saw this coming because Blueface is home. We kind of sort of pre-predicted that she was going to fall out with Zeus or leave early because of Blueface or whatever the case may be. Either or, we saw it coming in one way or another, and it happened the other and not the one way. But same thing, regardless. She's beefing with Lemmy. Lemmy is exposing their text messages. It's like, child, I don't even know what to call it. All I know is they doing the most. And when it comes to Chrisean and Blueface, they had Baby Junior out in the wee middle of the night at the studio while he laying tracks or whatever the case may be. And respectfully, honestly, I feel so bad for that baby, because that was my first time actually seeing him in action, moving and grooving or whatever the case may be. And it definitely gave some sort of autism type situation. And honestly, we need to keep that baby boy in our prayers. Like, I don't know what else to say in regards to it. It saddened my heart to see him, like, for real. So, I don't know. It was kind of sort of an eyesore. Not only, like, does he look like he has some sort of issues, but Blueface was saying, oh, you finally walking by yourself or whatever the case may be. So it gave, they knew he knew that he had issues before he went in type ish. I don't know. But, child, I don't know, guys. Let me know what y'all think in regards to it. But it definitely was just one of those things where it's just like, I'm speechless. Like, that little boy deserves the world, and it sucks that, you know, the situation that he was born into, like, is just so toxic in a sense when it comes to Blueface, when it comes to his mother Chrisean, when it comes to, you know, everything when it comes to that whole situation, because she was smoking, she was drinking throughout that pregnancy. So it's like, we want to see you win, Chrisean, but do you want to see you win? Like, I feel like she's self-sabotaged. And I feel like at this point in time, you didn't only self-sabotage, but you may have possibly ruined the life, or at least influenced what we have now as the life of your son. Child, this is on you. This is on you. We literally watched you on Baddies smoking and drinking with your belly out. So it's like, and then she has the audacity to tell us to mind our business. But it's like, girl, you the one that's on TV. You're putting us in your business. You frequently adding us to a group chat that we never asked to be in, child. Don't get me started. But it's one of those things where it's like, we just need to keep Chrisean Jr. in our prayers, because baby boy was just born into a crazy life, and we just gotta be here to witness it, child. We ain't got no choice but to be here to witness it, child. So let's continue to pray for baby boy, and we're gonna see which direction that situation goes in. But now Lemmy and Blueface have been talking in regards to making a situation happen. Apparently they had a bunch of projects that they were working on before they went to before he ended up getting locked up. Was it 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, something like that? And they want to kind of sort of revamp it. I would love to see another Blue Girls Club season, but I feel like where he is in his life, probably not gonna happen. I feel like I don't see him taking no other girl serious, especially with everything that he's been through with Chrisean and Jaden, because I believe he's low-key beefing with both of his baby mamas right now. We still have yet to get a paternity test as well when it comes to that situation. So I feel like, I don't know. I don't know. It's hard for me to even put my opinion on that, because it's one of those things where it's just like, I question it as well. Like, is that Blueface baby? Like, who knows? His name isn't on the birth certificate. They haven't done a paternity test. Who knows? And I feel like if he truly was, Chrisean would have no problem letting him do the paternity test. You know what I mean? And then I low-key feel like Blueface low-key feel like he ain't. So he don't want to take the paternity test because he doesn't want to face the reality of it all. I don't know. I feel like maybe Chrisean's deceased ex-boyfriend may have been the father. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. And then you can't go by the looks, because that baby look like Chrisean. That little boy look like Chrisean. So you can't necessarily just be like, oh, the baby look like me, or whatever the case may be. You know how niggas be as far as the looks of the baby, or whatever the case. I feel like you can't even do that in this circumstance, because the baby look like the mama. And when the baby look like the mama, child, I don't know. But we know that Chrisean love that man, although they have their ups and downs, and she be going on the internet talking ish about his mama and his baby mamas, and basically adding more fuel to his already there fire. He loves her, she loves him, and that toxic situation is just what it's gonna be. Crazy in Love, not gonna have another season. They spoke on that as well, and he is not interested in it. And neither am I, honestly, because I didn't even watch it the first time. I seen it kind of sort of go down in the blogs, because child, that whole family don't know how to stay off the internet. Callie is like the only unproblematic person when it comes to, and the older brother, when it comes to that family. The rest of them, child, they'll run to the internet with the smallest of things, baby. These are on. So, child, there's that. What else is happening when it comes to the internet? Let me know in the comments how y'all felt about some of the topics that we have undergone thus far. Now, one of the things that I wanted to talk about is Scotty with the body. Child, Scotty's pregnant. Scotty is pregnant. And I feel like this is an interesting circumstance. I know a lot of people were trying to figure out who it was that was pregnant. One of the names that were thrown out there was Natalie being pregnant. And that being the reason why she didn't want DTB to fight on her, or whatever the case may be. But that is not the case. And it is Scotty, allegedly. Very much allegedly. But let me know in the comments how y'all feel about it. Like, are y'all here for a baby plumber, LJ the Third? Not LJ the Third. Like, what's his name? Lemuel Plumber the Third, or whatever the case may be. Honestly, congratulations, Scotty, for securing that bag. Child, I'm here for it. There are days where I wake up in the morning wishing I had a sugar daddy, because I do not want to go to work. You have secured a bag. Literally, your friendship with Natalie threw you into the big league. Okay? And I'm here for it. I'm 100% here for it when it comes to that. If she's happy, I'm happy. We're happy. I feel like seeing them in the front, like them graduating from the back scene to the front of the scene, definitely puts her on another level. I know, I can't even, a lot of people are saying that Jonisha probably feels some type of way, but I don't think that Jonisha feels some type of way. I feel like Jonisha's in her own lane. She knows where she stands with that man. She still secured, the bag when it comes to him. And it just is what it is, Like what's said? What's that saying? What doesn't need to be explained? What isn't said doesn't need to be explained. Something like that. I feel like that's just what it is. Remember when Jonisha ended up getting that car? Child. She ain't worried about nothing. She keeping her body. She keeping her job. I feel like her and them Zeus checks are for everything. And respectfully, now Scotty got her for everything. She went down another route about it. But it is what it is. I can't really knock it, child. I can't knock it. We can't knock it. It is what it is. Like, I know a lot of people probably feel some type of way, but if you was in a circumstance where you fell in love with a millionaire and fell pregnant, what would you do? I'd be laughing out. You know what I mean? With the dude wrapping himself around the coat and laughing all the way inside the not the suicide door, the phantom door car. Yes, that's what I would be doing. It is what it is. So congratulations to Scotty. I can't wait to see the baby. I think it's gonna be adorable. Listen, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. So let's say, I think the baby will be a summer baby, if I'm not mistaken. Let's say spring, summer. September, spring, summer. September, show spring, summer. So it's giving probably May or June in my head. Because Scotty did not fight at the reunion. She was not going to fight at the reunion. I feel like she may have already known by then, or whatever the case may be. I feel like she has definitely catapulted herself into a circumstance in which everybody that feels like she's boring and wants her off the show because she doesn't have a storyline, child, she got one now. Child, her and Lemmy could low-key have a show together. I know I would watch it. I know I would watch it. Would y'all watch a show with Lemmy and Scotty? Zeus Love with Lemmy and Scotty. Love and Zeus. I don't know. What would we call it? Lemmy with the body? Lemmy snatch. I don't know. Let me know what the title of the show should be. But I definitely feel like they should have something. Speaking of should have something, Rolly. I know Rolly and Natalie were going on the internet back and forth. It's kind of old tea. But I'm interested to see whether that Rolly even has a game plan outside of Baddies a little bit. Because I remember Natalie was saying that she gave her the idea to do Baddies snack packs. Rolly claims that she did it, but them sales must have not been selling because I never heard of Rolly having a Rolly snack pack. I know they had the dolls. Big Lex definitely uses hers. Natalie promotes hers or whatever the case may be. Natalie has her shot o'clock game. Biting off of Carisha Pleases just a tad, but it is what it is. A game is a game. I feel like it'll be interesting to see the dynamic between Natalie and Rolly this season because Rolly don't let nothing slide. It be Natalie that be trying to sweep things under the rug and not talk in front of the cameras and kind of sort of like, I don't know, do that thing that she be doing. The nails are nailing. Let me get some oil. Oh no, it wasn't done. I gotta run them under one more time because I just scratched one. And I just feel like at the end of the day that it sucks because I feel like Rolly has what it takes to be like an executive producer on Baddies. I feel like she has what it takes to move on to the next level. I feel like she can be that girl, you know, when it comes to it all, but she's comfortable. And if she don't want it, can't nobody want it for you. And that's just what it is. Like, look at Jay Lamina. She has her own brand. They wore, some of the girlies wore her stuff, including a Scotty. at New York Fashion Week or whatever. Look at a Johnisha. She is her own brand. She is Miss VI or whatever the case may be. Who else? Look at... I would love for Scotty to do a snapback mommy body by the time she lay that baby out after September show, spring, summer. And I just feel like altogether, like, Rolly is one of the only ones that is an OG baddie that really ain't got nothing else. Even Slim was working on other things or whatever the case may be. Anna Mac, I'm gonna need you to get your music together. Biggie is already a mogul, but I feel like Anna Mac, aside from you getting thick off the show, like, you should have been building a business. You should have been investing some of your check because you still got the Africa check. You just wasn't on the Africa show. You know what I mean? Stunner Girl. We can say a Stunner Girl's name without associating it to Zeus. You get what I'm saying? Even Jade and Alexis, you can say her name without associating it to Zeus. Tommy, same thing. You know what I mean? So it's like, I feel like there's so many girls on the show. I feel like the show was supposed to be about these boss babes doing boss moves, getting money together, doing bookings, expanding their businesses. Kind of like a baddie version of Love and Hip Hop, like Love and Baddies without the love. Baddies and hip hop, baddies and businesses, basically was the direction that the show was supposed to go in, but it turned into fight camp. These girls never work on their businesses. These girls was just going to bookings, staying in nice houses, and that's it. So it's like the show kind of sort of lost its touch. So like I said before, I really don't see it running past the amount of, like, I'm surprised it lasted this long, to be honest, when it comes to the run of the show. So is it going to continue a little longer? In my opinion, no. But, child, as long as y'all, the people, are continuing to watch it, then they ain't going nowhere. So ain't nothing I can say about that, you know? But let me know in the comments how y'all feel about it. I'm oiling down my nails. I'm gonna give it a nice little touch, looking like I just left the salon. Oh, that's too much oil. All right, y'all, let me know what y'all think about the claws. We done did our nails. We done did our lashes. I'm gonna curl the ends of my hair, but I'm gonna do that off camera because it's almost time for me to lay down because I definitely have work in the morning. But I definitely appreciate y'all for taking the time to talk through and sort through all things Zeus with me when it comes to Baddies Africa reunion, when it comes to Joseline's Cabaret, the past couple episodes, when it comes to Love Cabin, episode 1 through 4, when it comes to all of the tea of Baddies USA. Let me know how y'all feel about it. And of course, tomorrow I will be going to the Atlanta show of Baddies USA. I will be recording. I will do a vlog. Y'all better tune in. I'm probably gonna only put it towards the membership and then release it. Or I'm gonna do a premiere. Either way, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. But I appreciate y'all for being here with me tonight. Please do me a favor, make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, turn those post notifications on, and tell a friend that PYT is in the building. Y'all, I missed y'all, and we are going to do more videos, I promise. But it's time for me to go, and I hope y'all have a good night. And thank y'all so much for tuning into PYT TV. Mwah. Respectfully.